We've all seen it, prompt files that look more like config files than conversations. One for every business unit, every country, every exception. They grow and grow until they resemble a massive switch statement written in English. And then, well, they break. Nobody trusts them, and every tweak just makes things worse. That's the trap of overprompting. Today I'll share 3 patterns that help you avoid it and actually scale. Welcome back to the Agentic Mile, where we talk about what it really takes to get AI into production. Today's topic, overprompting. That instinct to solve every problem by piling on more instructions, more examples, more if this then that logic. The problem is prompts aren't programs. Treat them like programs and you create brittle systems, technical debt, and a nightmare to maintain. So let's unpack what overprompting looks like and the 3 patterns that stop it. Here's a real scenario I had. A team built huge prompts for every business unit and geography. Each one had rules, exceptions, formatting, tones, and inside those more subprompts. At first it worked, until someone in the team said, "This looks more like software development than AI." That's when the alarm bells went off. The issue is simple. LLMs are great at language, but terrible as databases or rules engines. When you overload prompts with logic, you get messy updates across multiple places. Small changes, breaking everything, growing latency, and new joiners who can't make sense of the solution. That's overprompting in a nutshell, trying to handle everything directly in the prompt. It feels thorough, but it's brittle, unscalable, and impossible to test. So let's talk about the 3 patterns. These will ensure you don't fall into the same trap that others have before you. Pattern 1. Logic belongs in code. The first fix is simple. Move the logic out of the prompt and into code. Here's how it works. Firstly, write proper functions for your deterministic logic, Python, .NET, whatever you use. Then, expose those functions to the LLM with names, descriptions, and parameters. Next, let the model choose the right function to call. And finally, your app runs it and the LLM delivers the friendly response back to the user. Look at this example of a hotel booking app. The customer, shown by our happy little stickman on the left, let's call him Sam the Stickman, wants to book a hotel in Paris. The solution with overprompting is to embed all the decision logic inside one giant prompt, as shown in the middle box. Our Agentic app is shown by the friendly little robot in the middle. Let's call him Dave the agent. Dave books the hotel to the best of his ability. It may work, but it's fragile, messy, and difficult to maintain. The better way is for Dave the agent to provide access to a book hotel function to the LLM. Then the LLM can figure out the booking for itself. It finds a right function to use. The code executes a booking, and the LLM wraps a result in a natural language back to Sam, who's now happy to be going to Paris. Clean, maintainable, scalable. Sam is happy and Dave has done a great job. Pattern 2, prompts aren't databases. The second fix, don't use prompts to store data. If your prompt has endless if-then statements for things like product attributes, tax rates, or contact info, you're treating it like a bad database. Instead, for small data sets, look up the value in your app and only pass what's needed. And for large data sets, use retrieval augmented generation or RAG. That just means a vector database finds the right chunk and only that chunk goes into the prompt. The next example shows Dave the agent again. This time he's an online order assistant for a store that sells widgets, wadgets and wadgets, amongst other life-changing products. Sam the stickman has decided he may need some widgets or wadgets to take to Paris and wants more details on them. Now imagine embedding every product detail into your prompt, as shown here in the middle box. Widgets are red with a 2-year warranty, wadgets are blue with 3 years warranty. Add 50 more products and the prompt becomes chaos. The better way is to store it in a product catalogue or database. Pull the details when needed, and let the LLM focus on the language and even upselling in this case based on marketing content, cross-sell, upsell and info maintained and mapped in the catalogue. No more prompts pretending to be databases. Now when Sam the stickman asks for more details on a widget, Dave the agent does a much better job, even managing to include additional marketing detail managed by the marketing department, as they can now edit this product catalogue and not the prompt. Sam the stickman is so impressed he buys 20 widgets to take with him to Paris. I mean, who wouldn't? Pattern 3, keep style simple. Finally, when the logic is about style, tone, structure, persona, don't hard code endless conditions. Abstract it. 3 tricks. First, use the industry patterns like co-style or chain of thought to guide structure. Next, group rules under clear headings instead of endless lines of instructions. And finally, define personas or styles once and just tag them: beginner, expert, formal, casual, and so on. In the final example, Dave the agent is now a DIY knowledge bot. Sam the stickman has come back from Paris and now wants to build a new room in his house, probably to store all these new widgets and wadgets he's been ordering. So needs some advice from Dave on how to build a new wall. The bad approach here is embedding. If user is a DIY beginner, use simple words. If an expert, like a trade, use technical terms, as shown in the middle box. That gets messy fast. In this example, Sam gets the advice, but the solution could be so much better. That better approach is to define beginner persona and expert persona once and include that in the context. The LLM just matches to the right one. Clean, reusable, and scalable. This is passed in as context as shown in the top right. By using this approach, Sam gets a more relevant and consistent response from Dave the agent and now feels confident enough to start his new project. So what's the takeaway? Overprompting shows up everywhere. Massive prompt files and brittle outputs and endless debugging. The fix? Move logic back into code, keep data in databases, not prompts, and simplify style with personas and tags. Lastly, only fine-tune if you absolutely need to for repetitive, narrow, high-volume tasks. Because prompts aren't programs, and the sooner we stop treating them like config files, the sooner we'll unlock scalable value. So that's it for today. Stop overprompting and under-delivering. Keep prompts simple, push complexity into code or context, and tune only when you really have to. If you've seen overprompting in your projects, I'd love to hear your stories. Drop them in the comments or share them with me on LinkedIn. And if you found this useful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, keep it simple, keep it scalable, and don't try and prompt your way out of trouble, because Dave won't like that. See you soon.